This is ContactTalkRadio.com. Consciousness in action. And you are taking action into your consciousness by tuning into Contact Talk Radio.
And on TuneIn.com, Ping.fm, and Upsnap Mobile.
Contact Talk Radio.
Welcome to Transformations with Tara Sutphin. Tara Sutphin is the author of Blame It on Your Past Lives, Soul Agreements, and The Abenda Chronicles. Grammy-nominated audios, videos, and MP3 series. You can find these MP3 series now at TaraInsight.com.
Welcome to Transformations with Tara Sutphin. And my little cohort here is Jason D. McKean. And my guest today is Nordine Zouareg. And he has been, Mr. Europe, Mr. France, Mr. Europe, Mr. Universe, Mr. World, and then Mr. Universes.
Yeah, too many misters.
Hello, mister.
Too many misters.
Yeah, and an expert in inner, bringing your inner being into resonance with your outer body. So welcome, Nordine.
I am so happy to be with you.
Thank you. And then Jason D. McKean, he came in to co-host today, and he is the voice of over 1 million sold ohms throughout the world and lots of recordings, meditations, just music. Thank you, Jason. For
all of that good stuff. Thank you, Tara. And hi, Nordine.
Hello, Jason.
Or is it Mr. Nordine?
You can call me Nordine. There are too many misters in my life.
Mr. Nordine.
Mr. Nordine.
Let's just go for it.
I like 5.
Well,
yeah.
You can call me Nordine. That's fine.
That works.
Yeah. So you have a new book.
I do.
Inner Fitness.
I do. Inner Fitness. I'm so excited about it. We are doing what we can into marketing, under the circumstances. Book signings are not available lately. I'm talking about brick and mortar book signings. So we're doing a lot of podcasts, a lot of stuff like that. Yeah.
Very good. But you'll sign a book for anybody and send it to them, right?
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
So
they can go on my website. Yeah.
Okay. And they can get the book from your website?
Yeah. And that's, we did that specifically to have it signed for people who are ordering via my website, Nordine Zouareg. But that's, if they want.
What is the website? Just
NordineZouareg.com. NordineZouareg.com.
Like it sounds, right?
Nordine Zouareg. I'm thinking about just calling myself Mr. Nordine. No Zouareg. Because people can't pronounce it.
I know that one. What's that?
You can pronounce it, but no one else can. Zouareg. It's simple.
Yeah. Well, you think that, that people can.
To your own name, it's always easy. Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, we did that when I had, gained Sutphin. It was the same thing. Everybody misspells it.
And what's funny, guys, is when I speak and actually speak in person at a live event, usually the promoters they ask me if I can do a 15 minutes, 50, and I'm like, pronouncing my name takes longer than that. I'm not going to do 50 minutes. No, 90 minutes is the shortest possible. No 15 minutes. Yes, so it's I have some good stories just with my last name.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. Well, Sutphin was originally a Z as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Zutphen.
Yeah.
What's the origin?
Dutch.
Zutphen. Does it mean something?
Well, it's a town. It's a town in Holland.
Oh, have you been there?
Yes.
I've been there. I'm sure it's beautiful.
It is beautiful. Yeah.
I'd love to go there one of these days. I lived in near Zurich in a town called Solothurn. Beautiful as well. I love Switzerland. But your town is in where is it?
Holland, the Netherlands.
In Holland, Netherlands. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Why did I bring up Switzerland?
I don't know why. Have you been signing books there, or do you?
No,
live appearances?
No, I did live appearances. Yes, no signing books lately. That's a no. Live, no.
All right.
I haven't done that yet.
Did you acclimate well to the online, to Zoom, and
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was. I've done that before, and so it wasn't difficult for me to adjust to online. It is difficult for many clients because, as you can imagine, people are shy to show themselves, and they think they're on live television when I'm the only one who sees them, and so it was easier for me than for my clients. Let's put it that way.
So is it because too, like the theme of fitness and all? It's like in the past, have you had to like just be in the same space as someone to kind of?
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I have requests. I do more life and wellness coaching, but I have requests for training. Okay, some of my clients, they really want to trust me because of my titles and experience in the fitness field. They want me to train them online, but most don't know how to. And so what I usually do is go to, because I have to ask them to have their own studio, their own equipment at home. I don't do that at gyms because for liability and a number of other things. But I actually go there and make sure that everyone has masks and, everything, that everyone is safe. And I make sure that the place is conducive to what we're going to do online. And we place cameras in the proper areas, each corner, and then a big screen TV so they can see me. And that works actually well, as long as, of course, they can do it physically, because if you're challenged physically, it's hard to do this, to be trained by a trainer online, virtually. Yeah.
Right. Well, I mean, you're the expert at it. You can do it more than anyone can because
it's easier. Yeah.
What to eat, you have it all.
Yeah. Well, it's the reason for that is because, I understood many years ago that one aspect of life is not enough. If you don't have that equilibrium between the mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual, you're just, a quarter of yourself or half of yourself or whatever, depending on what you're focusing on. If it's business and you dedicate your life in making money and that is the only thing you're doing, don't be surprised that you're just a quarter of a person. You know what I mean? You're living your life quarterly, that's 25%. The rest is chaotic. And you know that better than I do, Tara, and that's what's happening right now. So,
yeah.
When did you become aware of that for yourself?
Sitting, it's when I had this Mr. Universe body. A Mr. Universe body is just not your typical body. It has to have criteria, definition, symmetry, all kinds of things that make that body unique. And when you get to that point, and you spent all your life, mind you, the workouts were very mindful. Of course, you have to be mindful to work out. Otherwise, you'll kill yourself, especially when you lift that kind of weight. And so other than at the gym, outside, I was not living my life fully. I was just thinking about, bodybuilding, thinking bodybuilding, eating bodybuilding, sleeping bodybuilding, everything bodybuilding. And on top of that, I was managing myself. And that is because I'm able to speak different languages. So when was the awareness of me not being living my life as a whole is when I was constantly anxious, and feeling all kinds of physical symptoms of anxiety. And so I had to prompt the questions. For me, it was, oh my God, I have a fantastic body. I'm accosted by people outside who want to make my acquaintance. I have money. I have all this, but why am I feeling so miserable? And so the answer only came when I had to surrender to the fact that if I am seeking for the answer through my mind, if I'm going to ask my mind why it is itself creating this, my mind is going to fake me or fool me into thinking that it is not it that is creating this. So I had to completely surrender to what was happening. Okay. And when I started to let go and practice meditation, I was, Jason and Tara, I was so fortunate to meet some amazing people, such as Dr. Dharma Singh Khalsa, many other people and working at Miraval for 10 years, I was the head of fitness and wellness. I met so many people. And so doing that, meeting the right people and giving yourself time to discover why you're miserable, it is then that you find an answer. They say awareness is what will help you fix whatever it is bothering you. If you're not aware, then you can't fix the problem. If you're not aware that you have an issue, you can't fix it. So for me, it came then when I was courageous and brave enough to ask the question, why am I so miserable?
Yeah. Well, there's a small line between, that focus is so intense when you're creating something, and you have to continue the creation. And, I help a lot of people through that. It's like you want to get to a certain level, but where is the next point? And so a lot of it is to round yourself out and still create the reality, the illusion. You're on a vibrational level of having this expectation of yourself. Somehow you have to stay on it. So where do you find that? Yeah. So it's still being the best you can be. You just go into all facets instead of just one.
Yeah, creative flow. Creative flow is presence at its best. You can't create if you live in the tomorrow. You can't create if you're driven by fear of the past. Creativity comes when I started writing the book, which was a few years ago, 3 years ago. There are times where I stumbled upon a huge block, and that I discover is because I was trying too hard.
Yes.
And when I surrendered and I let the universe, so to speak, help me with it, because, listen, we are just the partner of the universe. We work with the universe. If you don't let the universe help you, then you can't help yourself. So that is, for me, creativity is what helped me not only finish this book, but it helped me finish other books, and it helped me finish so many other projects. And it always was because I lived here and now. Because your life is not tomorrow. Your life is here now.
Yeah. Where your feet are.
Yeah, exactly.
What's the title of your book again?
Inner Fitness, 5 Steps to Overcoming Fear and Anxiety While Building Your Self-Worth. And that's another thing, self-worth. Not to confuse with self-esteem.
What's the difference in your mind?
It's huge. It's not only in my mind, but it's in the mind of many out there who finally discovered this huge difference. Self-esteem, whether it's high or low, is driven by material. It's driven by someone or yourself telling yourself you're good at something, telling yourself that whatever you're telling yourself, it's the experience of yourself based on others and your own story. It can be boosted at any time. It can be bursted at any time by anyone, anywhere. It goes up and down.
Right. And you allow that.
Yeah, and you allow that. Exactly. So society is a self-esteem driven society. You know, we are everything is based on self-esteem. Politicians are using self-esteem. They put down people and then they help them go back up so they can vote for them. Marketing is self-esteem. Sales is self-esteem. And I'm not saying it's wrong, but if it is the only thing that we thrive for, then we're going to stumble upon a huge wall that's going to create tremendous anxiety and inner conflict. And so self-esteem is fear-driven. Self-worth is unique. It is soul-driven. It is love-driven or love-fueled. And it's at the higher level of existence, as I mentioned in the book. And when you live at a higher level of existence, as opposed to lower level of existence, you are now free. Okay? You live your life free. You're not controlled by others or that little voice in your head that tell you you're not good enough. Or sometimes, oh, you're the greatest thing there is on the planet, which is, to tell the truth, worse than the opposite. But when you're at the higher level and you have that self-worth, and what is self-worth? Self-worth is breath. Self-worth is life, okay? It is that breath that makes you unique. It is that breath that tells you that you can do, have, or be whatever you want to do, have, or be. It is not your life situation, because your life situation can be shitty. Okay? It doesn't mean that you're dead. You still have life. Self-worth indicates that you're not better or worse than anyone. You're just unique. We're all the same. What differs is our life situation. And that you can change, my friends. That you can change. Mm-hmm. But life, self-worth, they're the same. Okay? And I heard Glenn Morshower one day. He's an actor. He's the guy who did the Darth Vader voice. And I was at a seminar where I spoke, and he was speaking too. And he said, imagine 500 million sperms fighting, and only one wins, and that is life. That is you, that is me, that is next door neighbor, that is everyone. We have been gifted. We have fought the greatest battle, the greatest competition. Forget about Mr. Universe. I've won something greater than the universe in my mom's womb. And I competed with a lot more than a few hundred people. That was 500 million.
Wow. That is.
Sperm. One is you. Voila. And it's life.
Wow. I'm going to go call it a day then. I'm the champion.
Yeah, exactly. Listen, everyone is a champion, Jason. Everyone. You know that better than I do. I know you know that everyone is a champion of their own life.
Right. We're all miracles.
We are miracles.
Yeah.
Do you feel that part of your purpose now is helping people align how they're that thin balance between self-esteem and self-worth, like where you're looking to, because I feel that that's part of my work, it's part of Tara's work, where by creating space for someone to see their own self-worth, and so that they're not in that place of that competition of getting on that roller coaster of the outside perception. Of course, we live in the world. It's like our accomplishments in the world are also measured, and they do either bring us satisfaction, or they give us a sense of like, oh crap, I didn't measure up to that. I've got to do better. Is there an alignment there where one can reside in both of those in a healthy manner? Sure,
Jason. I think, Tara, you and I spoke in the past about this guidance mechanism that we all have. So people think, and I think it's the belief that there's many feelings. We feel many ways, but I always bring it down to two ways, to not complicate, the process, and that is that guiding mechanism that we all gifted with, and that indicates that you either feel good or you feel bad. And you are feeling good or bad based on the environment in which you put yourself, both outside and internal environment. Meaning, if your original thought is negative and you go along with that thought, okay, and you emotionally attach yourself to that thought, you create what we call an action. You manifest that thought in material. You manifest. That's the process of manifestation. But we have a guiding mechanism that tells us what we are about to manifest is good or bad for us. And so I always say, in doubt, okay, switch to a love mode. A love state of being. In doubt, if you think that your mind is creating too much shit, then switch to that love state of being, not a mind state or a fear state of mind. Fear state of mind. Switch to a love state of being when in doubt. But there's a very simple way we know if we're feeling good or bad. Is simply ask ourselves, how am I taking the time? Stepping back, surrender to what is, and ask yourself, how am I feeling right now? I'm feeling bad. Well, what am I thinking right now? And I would go even beyond that. What is creating that thought? Because there's initially something based on your five senses, whatever you saw, heard, smell, create that thought. Okay? And if you want to know if it's going to be conducive to your life, simply allow yourself to feel. How are you feeling? If you're feeling excited, you know it's good. If you're feeling anxious, anxiety, and I do not want to pretend that I am a psychologist or a psychiatrist. They're doing a tremendous amount of incredible work. I'm not saying that. I'm a wellness life coach, fitness coach. I have worked with so many people. I have worked with so many ways. I have myself experienced so many things. And I can say this. I'm comfortable enough to say this. Anxiety is just a warning system. Mm-hmm. It's a red light. It's telling you that whatever you're thinking, doing, behaving is not conducive to your health and well-being. That is, my friend, the mechanism that we all have. And if we learn how to use it properly, if we learn that it exists, because for so many people, they don't even know that it is a mechanism. They're so into their mind, into that world of self-esteem, the Instagram world, the other others' approvals world, the likes and the I don't care if you like or you don't like. I'm putting stuff out there in hopes of helping you. If you like it, it's fine. If you don't, I'll dance my dance.
Right. It's kind of raising your vibrational level to come back into being the best you can be.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's what we all do, because everybody falls off, you fall down the steps, you get sick, you get, beat up by people, people tell you you can't when you're taking them at that, level of that they know better than you. And it's, and whatever it is, keeping up with the Joneses, you have to get over that.
Yeah, absolutely. And Tara, Jason, it is okay to chase your dreams. It's okay. Do not get attached to the outcome, however. Do not get attached to the outcome, however. That is the beautiful thing about going for your goals or working on a project or preparing for a seminar or lecture or Zoom call. You always shoot for the best, prepare for the best by staying engaged, but you need to remain detached. You have to engage with the process, but detach yourself from the outcome. Only then will you be able to stay in that realm of happiness instead of creating what I call an outside or material world unhappiness.
Right. Well, or trying to cheat the system, and you just can't.
No.
Whatever it is, you're only cheating yourself when you're hateful or mean or any of it.
And that's beautiful, Tara. When you're cheating yourself or others, you feel it.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel good inside. Even if you want to fake yourself mentally, you feel that adrenaline and you're like a rush and I did it, and then bam, you say to yourself, oh my God, why am I feeling this way? Well, think, what did you just say to this person? What did you just do to this person? Or what did you say to yourself or did to yourself? And watch the outcome. It's not going to be a good one if what you did or said was negative.
Perpetuation. I really see that with people. It's a perpetuation. They go into negativity and they keep going, and it's only how you react. They say karma is your reaction to things. And so if you engage, then you're engaging, you're going backwards. You're going to lose brownie points because, really what are we going to take off this planet with us? Is all of our good feelings and love on all levels. Yeah. And we have to get into that zone. And even though, you're being tested all the time, get into the zone, step it back into the path of it. It's really easy when the shamanic sign is there to not engage, then shamanically don't engage,
Yeah. Absolutely.
You're being put down. Things are not going well. Go forward.
Yeah, we live. Yeah, we live in a world that is full of doubt, fear, uncertainty, lack of awareness, and how many people out there do you know that actually live in their life fully?
12.
What's that?
There's 12 people.
12 people?
Yeah.
12 highly aware people who are praying for the world and making this consciousness level higher.
I hope it's us. Who is it?
So, no, it is true that, I tell my son, son, and my daughter, and I say, living your life partially is not a good solution because sooner or later you'll feel that, unhappiness, and that is because people are living where? Either in the past or they live in the future, try to strive for this and that. And when they have it, they want this and that, and they're never here to enjoy it. So they never live in their life now, and that's a tragedy. That's the real tragedy. when you realize that, hey, my God, I'm not living my life. When I think about it, oh my God, if the whole day is based on me thinking about this or that and being afraid of my own anxiety, my physical symptoms, when am I going to have this palpitation again? When am I going to have this panic attack again? Why am I feeling this? You're never here. You never, and it's tragic. It is tragic. And there are ways. It doesn't have to be that way. We can escape that mind prison, so to speak.
Right. And that's the key right there. Is to open the gate on that mind prison.
Open the gate.
Let yourself out.
Yeah.
Let yourself out.
Exactly. Have you ever, Jason or Tara, have you ever noticed on a nice summer day, the window pane, there's the window's open, but on the window pane, right in the corner, there's a fly. And it doesn't want to, it doesn't know how to get out of there. It's stuck, but the window is open. That's how sometimes we feel as human beings. We feel like we're stuck at this lower level of existence where our behaviors are not conducive to our health and well-being. We're not eating well, we're not working out, we're not sleeping, getting enough sleep or quality sleep, and we get angry real quick, frustrated, we tune to the news. I've seen people looking at their phone, listening to the radio, and being on another phone call. Crazy, and that's living at a lower level of existence where reality doesn't really exist. Right.
It sounds like what you're like describing is that aspect of awareness.
Yeah, it is.
Of like even the fly, right, that can't see the open door there. It's like the ability to take a step back from your like the mechanical part of yourself, how it is that you go into autopilot or into a place of anxiety or so, but being able to step back and have a different viewpoint of yourself and how
Absolutely.
You can operate. So how do you, because that's part of your coaching, it's part of wellness, is cultivating awareness. Not everyone has those aha moments like continually. Sometimes they, we all do it. We'll just kind of get into our patterns or whatever. And then it's like, oh yeah, that's right. And then we step back and then we can have that awareness. But how is it that you can help someone to take that step back and build that awareness?
The first thing I do with my client is listen. And I always say, I listen until I don't exist. Okay. And it's just the client. And sooner or later, if you're asking me how my work is done with clients to help them bring awareness, that's what I do. And so sooner or later, and by taking notes, I'm able to show the client their issues or their stumbling blocks. And when I bring that back to awareness, because listen, if there's a coach out there that says that he or she is the only, is responsible only to only themselves are responsible to help the client, that's false. That's not accurate. I would say that the client, like the patient that goes to the doctor, if the patient cannot express the symptoms correctly, the doctor will never be able to help them get better. Same with coaching. If we are not listening and paying attention to what they're saying, we're not going to be able to bring that back to their awareness. And so often than not, it can happen in one session, mind you, it can happen in two or more. We are able to pinpoint the areas where they need to be working. And in the book, I mentioned these 5 steps, which are self-worth, trust, tranquility, body, and desire to fight. You are, when you find tranquility and calm, when you put yourself in an inner environment that is conducive, then you start creating. Then you start seeing the things that are not working well. But like you said, we are constantly dancing a dance between love and fear. Okay? We dance that. Left is fear. Right is love. Left, right. It's like a two-step, so to speak, dance, And what brings when the sooner you are aware that I guess it's spending less time. My job is to help people spend less time in a fear zone, okay, and more time in a love state of being, okay. And listen, I'm not fool to think that we can actually live life in balance 24/7. It doesn't exist. I'm here to say that it doesn't exist. The motto at Miraval was, they changed it, I think. It was Miraval Life in Balance. And ironically, there is no such a thing, because you can be perfectly okay and you get a phone call and you're off balance, right? The negative phone call, you're off balance. So that's the dance, between love and fear. Awareness, as you mentioned before, is what brings you back to the present moment, and then realizing that you're staying way too long in that fear zone. Mm-hmm. It's time to get out, and how do you get out? You come back to the present moment. And how do you get back to the present moment? You take a deep breath and you pay attention. You touch yourself like this, and it's here. It's never been anywhere. This here has never been anywhere than here. It has never been in the future. You never transported it to the future, and it's never been in the past. It's been here all along, right here. And that is awareness,
Right.
So that's
what you do with the awareness, because some people freak out with the awareness.
Yeah. That is because
I've got to get to work.
Yeah. And that is I call this being in a comfortable zone, in a miserable comfortable zone. You're comfortable being in living a miserable life, that you don't even realize that there's better out there. When we are working with at the resort with high stressed individuals, they would come the first day shaking like that, shaking, not understanding. Oh no, I can't be quiet. Oh no, this is no, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And after the third day, fourth day, when they're preparing to leave, they didn't want to leave, because they discovered themselves. They discovered the true way of feeling and being. They no longer paid attention or emphasized on the doing. They now are being more than doing. And that is not, I had this lady who at a seminar who said, well, that's laziness. I said, being is what allows you to do. Doing takes away from your being. Being allows you to do more. Doing takes away from your being. And it's not laziness, it's awareness.
Right. And that's like the insight. The
Absolutely.
insight is, what is it that you need to go into, if you think you're being lazy, then you may be in an anxious state thinking that, I'm not going to have enough time in life. And you know what? We're all not going to have enough time in life. We're not going to be able to know everything. We're not going to be able to read all the books that probably are in a lot of our libraries. We're not going to be able to, experience what exactly we want to experience, travel the world, whatever it is. But, we're not allowed to know everything. I mean, 100 years seems like a long time, but, we have to kind of do it right. We're having
we have to fulfill our mission of being here. Yeah. And sometimes this purpose, when people ask me, what is the purpose? I mean, how can I find my purpose? And I said, your purpose has been there all along. You haven't been paying attention to it. And that is to be. you know, and that is your purpose, to be, you know, and take that life and, you know, be it. And then everything else, the how, the dreams, the goals, this and that come. It's just a matter of being. And, you know, the worst thing one can do is lock themselves in that inner conflict or that mind prison.
Do you think that purpose can unfold in someone's life? That,
sure.
That they may not have to have the full blueprint there when they're 15 years old?
Yeah, absolutely. It's an interesting question you say, and that boils down to that anxiety versus excitement. So, and that boils down back to that guiding mechanism. And my son was asking me the same question the other day. He said, what if I don't feel anything for music? I was passionate about music 2 years ago, and now I don't feel it anymore. And I say, well, what is it that you don't like about music? I just don't like it anymore. And I said, okay, that's fine. As long as you are yourself and not trying to be authentic. Don't try to model someone else and be like. And he said, oh my God, that's exactly what's happening, because I was thinking about this artist and I wanted to be like him, and now I don't like him, so I don't like his music. And I'm like, that's exactly what I'm saying. When you try not to model anyone, because you're unique, remember, self-worth, your life, you're unique. And when you try to model someone else, automatically the universe is not really in line with you. And so when you are authentic, then the universe is aligned with who you want to be, or, you know, who you want to be is just a matter of accepting who you are now. You know what I mean? So, to answer your question, we have this initial or fundamental reason why we're here on this planet is to in my experience, of course, in my wisdom, it is to be who we are, and we are enough unto ourselves. Okay, and then when you realize that, then many other things can come. Like for me, at 19 years old, I discovered that I wanted to do gymnastic, because I wanted to get out of that low self-esteem, being beaten up by people all the time, and I had enough of my misery. So I took responsibility, and I realized again awareness that I did not want to be that 108-pound sickly kid anymore. And so it is when I saw this incredible image of this Olympic gymnast on television doing his Iron Cross, I saw that body, I fell in love. Again, the question is, what are you feeling? What do you want to fall in love with? Or who do you want to fall in love with? You know what I mean? Because I'm sure by now you fell in love with so many people, so many things, both of you, and so did I. And I continue to fall in love. And when you fall in love, you do whatever it takes to get to that person, right? Or you do whatever it takes to get whatever you fell in love with. And that, to me, that time at 19 years old, like I said, 108 pounds, I fell in love with that gymnast. So I took on. So then you start automatically. The first thing is fall in love with something, be passionate about something. Then you will be in touch with that excitement part of your life. You will have excitement, and you'll be driven to do the things that are going to help you achieve the goal, whatever it is. But without that excitement, without that passion, it's like a green and a green light and a red light. If you have excitement, it's green light. Whatever you're thinking of doing, you can go ahead and just do it.
And try it.
And the red light is that anxiety. Mm-hmm. And sometimes anxiety can be because you're thinking about, oh my God, I want to be this, or I want to do this, but there's too much work. You're thinking too much about the how. Mm-hmm. That creates anxiety. So keep your eyes on the prize. And when you're there, feeling that you're already there, you already claiming that prize, you start seeing, developing the skills, whatever it takes to obtain whatever you are thinking of obtaining. Okay, for me, it was it was bodybuilding. But I saw a gymnast. So in my head, my mind said, okay, you got to go do gymnastics. I went to do gymnastics. I was too skinny, so I broke my bones. So the coach suggested that I do weightlifting. So I went to weightlifting, and weightlifting was the right thing to do. Within 3.5 years, period of incubation from being 108 pounds and Mr. Universe is 3.5 years. I've done it.
Wow.
Right?
Wow.
Okay. It could be something else. It could be writing a book. From the very moment in my office at Miraval, I had this idea of writing inner fitness. Okay. But I didn't exactly know, but I needed to know what is it I want to do? And I had that title, and then I got the subtitle, and then I started being passionate about it, and period of incubation. Minus the 1 year that we lost with COVID. Yeah. So it's 3.5 years, but more or less 2.5 years. It took me to write this book, which has so many powerful things, and including the things that I'm talking about.
Let's see that cover. I want to see that cover.
There you go.
Nice.
And the book is forwarded by Dr. Richard Carmona, which is 17 U.S. surgeon. 17 U.S. surgeon under the Obama administration or even the Bush administration. But anyway, so there for everything you start with passion, and then there's a period of incubation from the minute you start being passionate about something to getting it, to actually getting it. And there are going to be challenges, as you mentioned earlier, Tara. There are going to be, and maybe you're not going to finish that project, but what counts is the passion about it, okay? And you move forward.
Yeah, and it's a step-by-step process.
It's a step-by-step process, but it has, this ability to, in itself, forget about achieving the result. Like I said, detach yourself from the outcome. So even if I didn't finish the book, for instance, the process of writing it really put that anxiety at bay. And you know what happened after that? You're not going to believe what happened. So I'm going to let you guess. I'm going to let you guess. After I was fully focused and fully driven and finished the project, what happened, do you think?
Well, you become satisfied with your life, right? Fulfilled.
Yeah, I celebrated.
Mm-hmm.
But, I was already satisfied with my life. It was just a piece of work that I want to put out there. I felt anxiety creeping in again.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, but remember, because you see, mind you, I meditate. I eat. Recently, I gained a couple pounds, but those are the COVID-10 thing. But anyway.
It has a name.
So I'm wearing black.
It's called the COVID-10?
10, yeah. 10 pounds usually. That's what they say. Oh, I'm not at 10 pounds. I'm at 3. But anyway. Yeah. So, I had this. I was doing all the things that I'm teaching. But then I think it's because the passion, momentarily, I lost that passion simply because I finished the book. So I started writing again. You know what I mean? So even if it's not a book that is going to come out, or it's just material for my client. But the fact that I re-engaged with my passion pushed that anxiety away again. Instead of taking Xanax, I took a pen and a paper.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's how I deal with it. And many other my clients, this doesn't work. So we have other ways to help them, re-engage with that, peacefulness, so to speak. This calm, tranquility, and that trust that they are okay.
They find themselves again.
Yeah. Tara.
Finding yourself.
Absolutely. Finding yourself. Beautiful. Here's the deal. What does you specifically, Tara? You had kids.
Yes.
What does a baby do when you throw him in the air? When it's way down, it's smiling.
Smiling.
Right? It's smiling.
I said barf, but
Because it's that too. Because it's trusting you.
yeah,
And
it trusts you. Yeah, it trusts you.
We lose that ability to trust. Okay? And if we can, like the baby, trust that we are going to be okay, then
yeah. And I feel that's an intuition, if we taught our children to be more intuitive, like I had that teen class for 10 years, they're incredible human beings because they step out into the world and trust where they're going and what they're doing. They know the feeling of it, but that's it. I mean, you don't necessarily, we have so many people that tell us not to touch the hot stove. We have a lot of cars, everybody's afraid, of accidents, or they're afraid of, afraid for their children, afraid for their parents, afraid for everything. Mm-hmm. So that's where that kind of comes in, to whereas you have to come into your inner peace.
Absolutely, because that's all there is. That's all there is.
It's all there is.
Everything is illusory, Yeah. You know that better than I do. Yeah.
Well, we're down on our countdown, so I want everybody to be able to find you and to order the book, Inner Fitness. And if you want, some coaching and stuff, I mean.
Yeah. So my website, I'm available, and my website is NordineZouareg.com, NordineZouareg.com. And they can order the book there, and I can sign it. If they don't want it signed, they can just shoot me an email, and I won't sign it. They can get the book at Barnes & Noble, Amazon, all the bookstores. And one thing, please, because there are no book signing per se, brick and mortar, we rely heavily on reviews. So whoever buys the book, please read it and review the book. I would appreciate if it's 1 star you given me, then I prefer you call me or you text me or you email it to me, your opinion, but don't put it on Amazon. If it's a 5 star, then you can go ahead and put it there.
Yeah. Go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I'll give you 5 star. I know.
Yeah. So so I'm available for life, fitness and wellness coaching. And I do a lot of virtual and
Good. How about you, Jace?
My website, jasondmckean.com, and I'm on Facebook here at Jason D. McKean, and it's like I do classes, and like tonight I have a gallery reading in Japan.
Oh, nice.
Although it's not in Japan, but I'm speaking with the Japanese community through a translator. So
fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And I'm TaraInsight.com. And I just put up that I'm doing a hypnotist training, sometime in late April. So if you look on my social media, you'll see.
Outstanding.
And I haven't put it on my website yet, but it is up on my social media.
And by the way, I love everything you do, Tara. It's Jason. I'm not very familiar with everything you do, but I am familiar to some. Thank you very much for making this world a better world. And this is not corny. I'm not saying this because I want to sound good. It is absolutely what is needed, now and forever.
Yeah.
Agreed. And thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Lots of love, everybody. Lots of love, you guys.
Lots of love.
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Transformations with Tara. Tara hopes this program brings guidance and insight towards a better tomorrow. If you have any questions or inquiries, or would just like to know more about Tara Sutphin's workshops and seminars or private sessions, please visit her website now at TaraInsight.com. Until next time, many blessings.